The Trojan War, a conflict of legend, told in Homer's Iliad, immortalized in poetry, art, and myth. For 10 long years, Greek kings and heroes besieged the walls of Troy. The cause was Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world, and the rage of kings who sought to bring her back. Achilles fought with unmatched fury. Hector defended his city with honor. Odysseus schemed and plotted. But what if, in place of these mythic figures, another kind of warrior entered the story? Not bound by spears and bronze, but armed with stealth, precision, and technology. What if a team of modern U.S. Navy SEALs, the most elite warriors of our own age, stormed the gates of Troy? The Trojan War was more than a battle over a woman. It was a clash of civilizations. Greeks from across the Aegean uniting against the wealthy, fortified city of Troy. The walls of Troy were said to be massive. High stone ramparts, strong wooden gates, towers for archers to rain down arrows. These defenses made Troy nearly impregnable. The Greeks relied on siege warfare. They tried to starve the city. They fought duels outside the walls. They burned farms and villages to weaken Troy's allies. And yet, for a decade, the walls held firm. Only trickery, the Trojan horse, finally brought them victory. A ruse, not brute force, ended the greatest war of the Bronze Age. Who are these modern warriors we are sending back in time? Navy SEALs represent the pinnacle of special operations forces. Their training is brutal. Buds and Hell Week break down the body and mind, leaving only the most resilient. They're trained in every form of warfare. Stealth and infiltration, moving unseen through land, sea, and air. Close quarters combat, room clearing, precision shooting, knife fighting. Sniping and overwatch, eliminating threats from a distance. Demolition and sabotage, using explosives to breach, disable, and destroy. Psychological warfare, striking terror before the battle begins. Armed with suppressed rifles, grenades, night vision goggles, radios, and drones, they can fight as ghosts in the night. Against Bronze Age warriors, they would appear supernatural, gods of war with thunder at their command. The scene: the walls of Troy under torchlight. Guards pace along the battlements, spears in hand, eyes scanning the night. Inside the city, families sleep, unaware of the danger creeping closer. Out at sea, silent rubber boats glide through the waves. The Greeks have withdrawn for the night, their fires dimming along the beach. But in the shadows, the SEALs approach. Faces painted black, wetsuits glistening, night vision goggles glowing faintly green. They hit the shore without a sound. Knives cut through sentries before word can be spoken. Silenced rifles whisper, and guards on the walls crumple without ever seeing their killers. The first modern boots step onto Trojan soil. History has shifted. The walls of Troy, once the symbol of safety, now become the scene of terror. Grappling hooks soar upward. Ropes are fixed. SEALs climb silently, one after another, moving like shadows. From below, the sound is almost nothing. Just the faint creak of rope, the scrape of gloves against stone. At the top, a guard turns and falls, a suppressed shot dropping him before his shout escapes. One by one, SEALs spill over the battlements. To the Trojans, this is impossible. No ladders, no siege towers, just silent death materializing out of the night. The SEALs split into teams. One heads toward the main gates. Another secures rooftops. A sniper takes position on a tower, surveying the streets below. The gates, massive, wooden, reinforced with bronze, have stood for a decade. Rams and fire have failed against them, but modern explosives change that equation. Charges are set, wires run, timers prepared. Meanwhile, patrols of Trojan soldiers vanish in alleys, cut down silently. Bodies fall, but no horns sound, no alarm is raised. Panic begins to simmer in the darkness. Fires erupt where detonations blast supply depots. Troy is awakening to a nightmare. At dawn, the city is shaken by a thunderclap. The gates of Troy erupt in flame, splinters, and smoke. For generations, the gates had been called unbreakable. Now, in seconds, they are rubble. The Greek army outside, thousands of warriors hardened by 10 years of frustration, seize their chance. They charge. The seals from within cut down defenders, clearing the path. What once was an impregnable fortress is now a slaughterhouse. But Troy does not fall quietly. Hector, the city's champion, rallies his soldiers. Bronze armor gleams in the fiery dawn. He calls for courage, for defense of their homes and families. Lines of spearmen rush to block the streets. Archers loose volleys from rooftops. But the seals counter with automatic fire. Grenades burst in tight alleys. Snipers pick off leaders from afar. Even Hector, mighty in myth, cannot match bullets with bronze. His charge, brave though it may be, collapses under modern firepower. The heroes of Troy meet a kind of war they cannot comprehend. Yet for all their dominance, the seals are not invincible. Ammunition dwindles, explosives are spent, batteries for radios and night vision die. The Bronze Age knows nothing of resupply convoys or logistics. Once their gear dry, the seals are just men, skilled, disciplined, but human. Against tens of thousands of Trojans, they cannot last forever. In the short term, the Trojan War ends in days, not years. Troy's defenses are shattered. The Greeks storm the city. The decade-long stalemate is broken by modern intervention. But in the long term, the seals fade. Their weapons become useless relics. Perhaps swords and arrows claim them one by one. Perhaps they're immortalized in song, their rifles remembered as thunder weapons, their goggles as eyes that see in the dark. Imagine scribes writing the epic not of Achilles, but of faceless warriors in black who came from the sea. Could the concept of infiltration, sabotage, and psychological warfare emerge millennia early? Could Troy's fall spark military revolutions before Rome is even born? The seals may not survive, but their legend would. And perhaps the stories of shadow warriors would echo through the ages, shaping myths, inspiring tactics, rewriting the way humanity wages war. So what do you think? Would Navy SEALs end the Trojan War in a single night, or would time and numbers catch up to them? Comment below with your thoughts and suggest the next battle we should rewrite with modern power.